Hi guys, very good evening. Masquera say, Masquera say, Masquera say. Matamanda Beatrice Coco, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for patiently waiting. I'm sorry I am late because of some technical errors on my side. So let's talk about something very important. Money is being looted in the nation of Zimbabwe and other economies are progressing while we are regressing. I don't want to waste much of your time. Advocate Fadzai MAHERE is managed as the spokesperson of CCCC to show us that indeed something meaningful is happening in other economies, while this Zimbabwe is being drained past each and every day. Let's get into the video.
So guys, when we talk about the lack of leadership in the nation of Zimbabwe, this is what we mean. Here, Advocate Fadzai MAHERE is saying in Zimbabwe, 2.2 billion is looted annually by corrupt elite. This is at least 2.2 billion known that it is being looted from this economy every year, because we are losing at least 157 million from gold alone a month. So in Egypt, 2.2 billion has been used to complete Africa's longest light rail transit that would transport 500,000 passengers daily. Zimbabwe is not poor, but it is poorly managed, and we really need new leaders. Here are the facts here. This is Africa Fact Zone. They are confirming that indeed Egypt has completed the construction of Africa's longest rail transit at a cost of 2.2 billion. It will transport 500,000 passengers daily. It connects El Salam with 10th of Ramadan city through the new administrative capital. It has 19 train stations and covers 103 kilometers. So this is Egypt, guys. This is Egypt. While it's here, but this is Egypt. When are we going to have this kind of Zimbabwe? We need to have this in our lifetime. When Nelson Chamisa was speaking about Mabolane trains, Takamseka and so forth, but honestly speaking, guys, this is what we really need. This is what we need in Nairobi, Mombasa, etc. These are Kenyans who also want this. In South Africa, we have started the construction of erecting a flag that cost 22 million. Okay, as the President ZA, look at what your peers are doing. They spent 1.79 trillion last year on FOCO. Yeah, so we really need leadership, guys. We really need leadership. The same is happening in South Africa. South Africa is stopped. It's in terms of being progressive. It's no longer progressive, South Africa. So this is what it is, Team Zimbabwe. I've brought you the issue here. I've tried by all means to speak about it. So let's register to vote. Let's make sure that we vote for the competent people, for the people who know what needs to be done. That is what is very, very, very important at this moment and time. So thank you very much for coming.
So you have seen for yourself what other countries are doing. This is Egypt. While here in Zimbabwe, those trains, the Smith, they were reintroduced into our rail networks, and that is a shame. Honestly speaking, we are being led by shameless people. What other countries are modernizing their rail systems, bringing in new models of railway systems. Yet we have leaders here in the nation of Zimbabwe who are still bringing the 19 Chakadaro train in our rail system. So honestly speaking, we need to stop the looting. We need to stop the people, the looters. If we don't do that, it is our future which is being jeopardized. So it is your responsibility, it is my responsibility, it is our responsibility to make sure that we register to vote, to make sure that we educate those around us to register to vote, to make sure that we vote for change in 2023, because other nations are progressing. I have just shown you what is happening in other nations, while we are so much behind. Thanks to the leadership who are always looking for much information so that they show us they show the people of Zimbabwe what is happening to other countries. When you are in Zimbabwe, you are only limited to what you have. So sometimes there are people who believe that ED is doing great jobs, is doing great at this moment. But when you travel, when you go to other countries, Mozambique, to Zambia, to South Africa, when you go to Egypt, to go to other progressive countries, you see some difference. And you begin to understand why other people who have traveled are saying, guys, let's change the status quo. Go to the hospitals in other countries, guys. You just feel safe. Unambira ako hospital kuti anchada kudzokera. So you can actually see that here in Zimbabwe, there is nothing you can do. But that is the situation we have in the nation of Zimbabwe. I hope and believe that we are going to have a better Zimbabwe, an equal Zimbabwe, a safe Zimbabwe for all, a developed Zimbabwe and a developed nation. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your support. Please, let's register to vote. Please, let's make sure that in 2023, we bring the much needed change. Let's continue to support Advocate Nelson Chamisa.